Sometimes I just sit and I think and contemplate about a lot of things. And one of the things I've been contemplating about is the changes in our society, the changes in our nation, the changes in our world. But more importantly, I think I contemplate this idea that people seem to think that AI is here to take over, or this idea that people think that AI is taking their jobs. And and I want to tell you that AI is not doing anything. It's people using AI, and that's the most important part that we need to focus on. It's this AI augmentation. It's either we get with it or we're in a standstill. And the fact is that about 80% of Generation Z is in the workforce today. 80% tile. And I may have those numbers reversed, but I want to say that the majority of the generations, when we talk about Generation Z, I mean Generation X, Generation Y, and Generation Z, and Generation Z NEET. And let me explain that, because Generation Z NEET is not engaged at all. When we start to talk about that, we have to kind of rewind and think for a second about these factors of who is really leading this new era. You see, because as the boomers, or the second stage boomers, the second repeat generation of boomers retire, there's going to be more of us, Generation X. And we need to stop having all these memes and thinking about all these, oh yeah, Generation X, we're the toughest. Yeah, we're the toughest, right? We're the toughest because we learn how to survive, right? We learned all these things from the streets. But what are we doing with everything that we learned? Getting on social media and throwing out memes and acting really silly and really reminiscent about the past instead of focusing on the future. It's funny because I get a lot from a lot of Generation X that tell me that they don't want to use AI. They don't want to be caught up in AI, and they got this fear that all of a sudden it's going to be the Terminator. Yes, it could be. I think it more or less could be if we don't get out there and use AI more. I think it more or less could be like that. Hey, how you doing? I think it more or less could be like that if we don't get out there and actually start to augment our lives with AI. Because I think this is an important part. We're out here, Generation X, we're out here doing what we need to do, right? Being those survivors, being those tough people who go out there and work hard, but we're scared. Many of us are scared of this technology. We're scared to evolve with this technology when we need to be leading the way and mentoring those who don't understand how to survive out there. We need to be out there mentoring folks. Why? Why? Because there's, like I said before, a lot of Generation Z NEET, not engaged at all. We need to get them engaged. We need to get them engaged in creativity, in art, in whatever, money, in making money, in figuring out ways that they can be involved in our community more instead of wanting to be at home just on their devices. You see, because part of us living life and saying, hey, we are the tough kids that like to get in tires and roll and barrel down the street and fall and bump and break our legs means that we have to kind of pass that experience to others and let others be free. Because part of the Generation X and part of the Generation Z not wanting to be out there is many of us Generation X hover parents watching over their shoulder and keeping them in the house. You see, there's two sides to this story. We have to kind of be those mentors and give back to them and learn from them. Now, let me say that one more time. They were born with technology in their hands. They know more about technology than many of us. And I'm really highly into technology. And many of the people that I work with in our company, in our crew, are actually focused on AI and the future of it. We need to get out there, folks. We need to focus on the next generation, the next mode, the next change. And we need to grab hold of it and give back and learn from it as well and work together. Yes, there's a separation of generations, but we need to stop fighting this. Oh, hey, Generation X, hey, Generation Z, hey, Generation Y. Why are we all against each other when we all have to live on the planet together? You know, generations mean that we need to focus on how we can all eat together. So let us eat together. Let us work together and let us augment our lives with AI. And as we augment our lives with AI, let us grow a better place, a better planet, a better nation. Maybe. Who knows? But at least we'll all have the knowledge in our head and the skills to keep surviving out there. And we can all share in that together. No bloodbath, as these CEOs want. So, with that being said, this is Doc. I hope you all have a great evening. And I just wanted to put that out there because I think a lot of us who are in the Generation X need to link together and work together. A lot of us who are millennials need to jump in and work with the Generation X. And we definitely all need to get in and work with Gen Z and make them feel part of the family. Stop separating us. Stop dividing each other. We're all one family here. And if you want to learn more about that, you can always reach me at docrio.com. You can come on by. I got classes and other stuff that I'm teaching on AI, AI augmentation, AI growth, and AI leadership. So with that being said, this is Doc once again. Peace. And I'm out of here. Have a great day or evening, should I mean.